The story of Elizabeth Ochanya is a very heartbreaking story that has resurfaced after a few individuals came out seeking for justice. Meanwhile, this is something that is happening 7 years after her passing away, and what I can say is that she might have hailed from Nigeria, but her story cuts across the entire Africa. No child deserves what Ochanya went through, and it even baffles me that while this young girl was still alive, they could not vindicate her. They insisted that her evidence was not enough for her to receive the justice that she needed. Meanwhile, this is what she said.
When I was 8, the son started sleeping with me. Then when the sister caught him, the sister then reported him to the father. Then the father scolded at him, and that was when the father started. So September, when I went to school, I was not feeling fine, so I came back home. I went to Federal Medical Center in Makurdi here. I spent 2 months and 5 days there, so they discharged us.
This girl is narrating her story with dates in mind. She knows how long she has been where and at what point she was in which place and with who. That is how traumatizing her story is. That is how far these people went. She could not even forget that kind of pain. And you're saying that her testimony was not enough.
This guy and his father took turn raping an 8 years old girl for 5 years until she died of vaginal fistula. Do you know what that is? They raped her for 5 good years. Her name is Elizabeth, and this girl was sent from the village to the city because her parents wanted her to have access to better education, and they sent her to these people to be her guardian. And they took turns raping her both in her VJJ and in her a-hole for 5 years. Let me tell you, do you know what it means to say that someone died of vaginal fistula? Do you know what that means? It means that she was aggressively assaulted. Not just that, it means that they were inserting foreign objects into her VJJ, which will cause trauma. Hey, like if you want to know how crazy that situation is, go and research on vaginal fistula for you to understand the weight of this crime that was committed against this small baby. Like she was 8 years old when they started, and they did this to her until she was 13 and died. Nobody has paid for what happened to that girl. Her name is Elizabeth Ochanya Obanji, and it's important that while we are telling her story, that we mention her name and seek and demand justice for her. These are the pictures of the people that committed this crime against her. Now, I'm hearing rumors that the daughter of the man, which is also the sister to the guy, the two people that are involved in this case, that she was aware of what her brother and dad was doing to this younger girl, and she kept quiet. Although I've also seen a contradictory point that she reported, but just that the person she reported to did not do anything about it. I do not know, but when I confirm, I will also be updating you guys on that, because it would be crazy for me to believe that a young woman, a grown lady, was aware of what was happening to this young girl and she kept quiet.
And while we are here, justice for Ochanya, justice for Ochanya, justice for Ochanya, justice for Ochanya, justice for Elizabeth Ochanya. Say her name. Say her name. That girl did not deserve what she went through. Say her name. And for all of you feeling disconnected from it because it's not you, remember that you're a woman. It could have been any one of us. In this day and age, it could have been any one of us. So don't you dare disconnect yourself from what we're saying here. Justice for Ochanya. Justice for Ochanya. That is sick. What happened to her is sick. Justice for that girl. She has not gotten justice. We need to keep this alive and going as long as possible. Justice for Ochanya. Have I made myself clear? If you're my follower, what? If you follow me and you claim to love me, you know what program we're on now. Justice for Ochanya. Hashtag justice for Ochanya. Where is Victor? Where the freak is Victor? He needs to step forward. Immediately, he needs to be found. Where is that stupid, useless woman, Felicity or Felicia, whatever her name is? Where is Andrew? Find them. Justice for Ochanya. This girl will not die without justice. I mean that in the sense that her death will not be for nothing. Justice for Ochanya.
Hi guys, this is Kosi. I just called my little sister, the eldest one. If any man or anybody at all is disturbing her or is asking her for illicit things, and I was very, very clear about the situation with her, So I told her that she should just come clean to me and tell me the truth, because I was not going to judge her, and I'm not going to judge her. If she cannot talk to my mom or my dad, she should speak to me, because I know everything that is happening and I know how things are going. So she can be free with me to tell me anything. And I think that's what every single person should do with their siblings. That you're an elder sibling doesn't make you a jerk. You need to actually show your younger siblings that they can trust you. My siblings are back home with my parents, but that doesn't stop them from being victims of abuse. They might be scared to tell mommy, they might be scared to tell daddy, but I don't want them to be scared to tell me. Justice for Ochanya, because we're going to use those two idiots. We're going to use them to set an example out there to every man or every woman that have seen gold in the bodies of kids. Elder brother or an elder sister out there, reach out to your younger sibling. Let them confide in you. Learn to make them comfortable with you so that they can share with you things that are going on in their lives. We can start with that, because these kids might be scared to talk to you, or they might already be scared to talk to your parents, but let them not be scared to talk to you. Justice for Ochanya.
I've had to remake this video 3 times because the last 2 times I was just shouting. So I'm going to try my best to keep my calm in this video. The problem of what happened to Ochanya, the suffering she went through, was not because of her location. The suffering that girl went through was not because she was not under her father's roof. What happened to her could have very easily happened to her in her father's house, in her room, in broad daylight. The problem was not Ochanya's location. The problem is the men. The problem is the men that are choosing to keep quiet now. The men that perpetrated what happened to Ochanya. The man who Ochanya trusted enough to report his son's activities to him. And instead of him to pull out his son for his actions, he decided to follow the path of his son. 90% of violence against women happens in the comfort of their home. So the problem was not Ochanya's location. My question now is, where are the men? I've seen so many videos on my FYP of people coming out and speaking up for this girl. I've not seen one man. One man I have not seen. But when it comes to saying not all men, they are the forefront of the line. Men are our protectors, right? Where are the men now that it's time to protect? That's my question.
Mrs. Felicia, the mother of the boy that molested Ochanya, and the wife of the man that molested Ochanya. Madam, come, I want to ask you one question. I heard that you guys took Ochanya to the hospital. After all the tests that was conducted on Ochanya, 11 tests were conducted on Ochanya, but you hid that text from her family. You kept it to yourself. What was your plan? Mrs. Felicia, come out. What was your plan? If Ochanya was your biological daughter, would you have behaved the way you behaved? Would you have behaved the way you behaved? Where is your conscience, Mrs. Felicia? You knew all of this were happening, but you kept quiet. You kept it as a secret. What will people say? How will people see my family? But you never thought of how Ochanya will feel. How Ochanya was faring. Do you guys believe that Ochanya was diagnosed of one sickness? She was pouring out urine. She can't control her urine and feces anymore because of what the husband and the child did to Ochanya. Do you guys know how it feels to be molested for 5 good years? Ochanya was molested for 5 good years. And this woman says that she was not aware. She didn't know that all this were happening. You didn't know that all this were happening. And you are a woman in that same house. You pay me say Ochanya die.
We never even finished to cry justice for Ochanya. Another incident just happened in Enugu State. This man on my screen right here, his name is Mr. Ozioma Okonkwo. He was just arrested for allegedly doing the same thing they did to Ochanya to his 2 daughters. The age will shock you. 2 years and 5 years. Even in the Bible, these children have not reached the age of accountability. Like, your biological children. Like, I keep telling myself that these people need to be studied to know what is the issue with their brain. Honestly, like, This is so heartbreaking. Like, Omo, I just tired. God.
She did all of this just because she wanted better for her life. She wanted an education. At 5, 8 years old, she went to go for school. Now, not that this is the only problem. Obviously, there are bigger, like, that was disgusting. As a government or as a president, as a government or like a local government, whatever, why are there areas in your state that don't have schools? Why are there people that live, if people are living somewhere, there should be school there? Forget whatever projects you guys are, silly projects you guys are talking about, building glamorous things that are going to make it seem like you're a good president. Why are there not schools? Every single person around Ochanya failed her. Every single person around her failed her. We failed her. And that is why we have to fight now.
This guy and him papa, they knock this girl where they call Ochanya. Since 8 years, when they carry this girl from village, can't stay with them. It started with the son. Then the son was caught by the sister. The sister reported this boy, that is this boy, to the father. The father scolded the boy, and the father continued the narcology. Hey! See, you know the worst part? The knacking, they knack her even for front and for back. Now, let's see. Normal me, I know they pull mouth for all this kind of social media, wahala, whatever. But I am a mother. Jesus. Hey! This girl can't buy for VVF. They knocked this girl for 5 years. Do you know what it means? That father and son, they knock. Hey! They knock this girl. If they knock for front, they go knock for back. And you know the worst part? The man is a lecturer. Nothing, they've not done it. Nothing has been done to these people, this family. They don't do anything. This man and the son, in fact, they are still roaming around, freely, enjoying their life. Hey! Say no to pedophile. Jesus. Justice. I beg, if not the last justice una go do for us for this country, I beg, make una do am.
Look at this face very well. Zoom into the face very well. You see this face right here? This is the face of Victor Obuja, who is also known as the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces of Great Peace, not only in Nigeria, but in the world in general. This young man is responsible for the unaliving of 13-year-old Ochanya Elizabeth. He consistently SA'd this young girl for 5 years. She was only 8 years old. And he was SAing this girl. He was raping this girl, both in the front and back. You see this young man, I post a picture because of awareness purposes, because for those of you girls that don't like to do your due diligence, you just date anybody that comes to ask you out. If you see this young man, run, oh, because you're not safe. No woman in your family is safe. Even if you have a daughter, she's not going to be safe. Even a son safe. I'm not going to be surprised if your son too is not safe. So please, you better look at his face very well. In fact, they're supposed to erect a statue of this young man because I'm sure he has made all the great peace in Nigeria. They're very proud. In fact, you guys don't understand. A statue is not even enough. They're supposed to just write your name in a stone and just put it there because you have made a path in history. Like you have just raised the standard for all the great peace everywhere. And justice has not been served yet. Please, if you guys know the whereabouts of this young man, share this photo of this man in every single comment section you can find and make sure that you raise awareness. Justice for Ochanya.
We can never turn back. It's already too late. We can never turn back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're so happy for the progress of the case. I just spoke with Ochanya and I just spoke with the brother of Ochanya. And I want to sincerely apologize. You know, you bloggers, you bloggers. Some of the people that have been talking about the case, the problem why you guys are making me the face of the case is just because I'm coming from a different approach and I'm coming from a different perspective. And that's because I have my master's in gender studies. I hope you people know. And I have another master's in bioengineering. I hope you know. So I'm not just a regular blogger like everybody who's looking for clicks and likes. So please, because I'm coming from a different approach, it's coming from a calculated place because I go school. If not Nigeria, for be lecturer, like the Obuja. So I just finished talking with the personal assistant to the commissioner of police. Somebody say power. So the matter now is that we need money to move this case. That's the truth. Because I told her, how do we reopen this case in Abuja? Ide pray, ide show. So Nigerian feminists, bosa, three bosa for una. Bosa. You guys did a lot of work. In fact, it was a collective effort from the barrister and the governor daughter that called me. Meigwa governor daughter. Meigwa governor daughter. She said we should keep her anonymous. In fact, this case don't make me meet a lot of people. Mama P was even telling me that I should speak to Natasha Akbuti. I say, calm down. Muna, calm down. So we are creating the GoFundMe link right now and it's going to be up, okay? If you're a big influencer, I'm going to tag Mama P, tag all the people that have been interested in the case, the activists in Nigeria, the civil rights movements, the Nigerian feminists. I just want to say thank you to all of you people. I spoke with the brother. I also spoke with the sister. And again, we're able to settle our issues, you know, for us to understand that justice for Ochanya is a collective goal and all of these many things is not important, okay? And so moving the case from Benue down to Abuja and through the Commission of Police is what we're trying to do. And so we're trying to create the GoFundMe link, please, because people need to move. There's logistics, they are printing, they're going to fast track a lot of things. The family need money to move this case, you understand? And so thank you so much for those who trended. Don't stop talking about this matter. It's justice for Ochanya, it's justice for Ochanya.
Ever since I came across Ochanya's story, I have seen how passionate most of these people that are talking about her story, especially the ladies. I have not seen so many gentlemen coming to talk about it. As a matter of fact, I think I only saw one gentleman talking about this topic, but the rest of them were women, and these women are pushing for justice with passion because there are girls wearing Ochanya's shoes to date. They are out there across the continent of Africa in different nations. Young girls are crying silently. But if the voices that are coming out and are fighting for these young girls, it shows that there is hope for the future generation. And there's hope that someone among the girls will come out and speak out. And I've seen videos of ladies speaking out their traumas, which I think is a good thing. And right now, all I'm praying for is that Ochanya gets the justice that she needs. Guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.